Hi, I'm Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media. I'm here in Houston with Jim Chadbourne from Rubb Building Systems. Rubb has sponsored our opening panel this morning in the Conference Theater on navigating the trade crisis. And I just in a little bit of a chat with Jim, that issue hits pretty close to home. So tell us a little bit about Rubb and how this trade uncertainty is affecting your business.
Sure, I'd be glad to. First of all, Rubb is a supplier of fabric structures. They're steel framed, and when you consider the materials in our buildings, about 70% of the cost is from steel. So with the fluctuating commodity prices in the world market, that can really negatively impact our margins. Typically, we'll bid a job, and we won't get an award for, say, 30 to 60 to even 90 days. So that time lapse, with prices going up, there's really nothing we can do about our pricing to our end customer.
So pricing can change that much in a short period of time?
It can. It seems to be stabilizing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and with I believe this week a new bill was passed with Canada and Mexico. Hopefully that will help us.
Would that have a positive impact on you?
It could.
Okay.
But keep in mind, we also have competition in Canada and other countries. So it's a very complicated subject, and it's one that we are paying a lot of attention to.
And how do you grapple with that within the company and decide what maybe action you need to take or policies that need changing?
We simply, we're looking at steel costs on a weekly basis and updating our quotes and just making sure that we've got the best data and most current data available.
Excellent. All right, so tell me about some of the projects that you are supplying.
We supply buildings around the world. Rubb was founded in Norway in 1968. So the company overall is 50 years old. We've been manufacturing in Sanford, Maine, which is where I'm based, for the last 35 years. So we do everything from the engineering, the fabrication, shipping, and then the final installation, actually putting the building up on site.
Okay, and is this for construction workers, or what are the buildings used for?
Good question. Our buildings are used for a variety of purposes, everything from small shelters all the way up to large aircraft hangars for an Airbus A380. And that would be a building with a clear span of 300 feet. It's a football field. So
That's amazing.
Yeah, they're big multi-million-dollar structures.
Now, are they built to last? For some reason, I had the perception that it was more of a temporary situation. But no.
Great question.
All right,
Great
me.
question. Our structures at times are used for temporary construction purposes, but for the most part, they're very permanent. And I think that the three things that set our company apart, first would be the quality of materials. We use a heavyweight PVC coated fabric, 28 ounces per square yard. And our steel work is all post-production hot dip galvanized to the ASTM A123 method. What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm like,
Okay, it means that the structure is going to last. Our first commercial building was put up in Portland, Maine over 30 years ago, and it still has the original membrane on it. And if you don't believe me, you can go to aisle 500 and talk to Sprague Energy. They've got that building.
Oh, excellent.
So,
wow.
Quality of materials, experience. There really isn't another fabric building company with more experience than we've had. As I said, 60 years overall, 35 in America. But the third thing, and I think the most important thing that sets Rubb buildings apart from the others, is the fact that we use proper engineering. We take code and life safety very seriously. We're extremely proud of the fact that we have never had a structural failure of one of our buildings. We have competitors who take liberties with codes, and a classic example is they assume that because the fabric is slippery, that snow won't accumulate.
Oh.
And they take liberties with roof loads. We don't do that. So, proper engineering is really the key to a safe building, and that's how we do it.
Well, that is good news for your clients, and I hope that others can really learn from this, because you surprised me a couple of times. All right.
Great.
Thank you so much for coming
Nice
in and
meeting you,
talking
Leslie.
with us.
Thank you.
All right.